All right, guys, I know you've been waiting on this review of these Vevor galvanized raised beds. These things are freaking off the hook awesome. They're also bigger than I think they might be in your head. 2 foot tall, 8 foot long, 4 foot wide. And the reason for the delay in this review is because the wife and I have been going through a lot of discussion about where we're going to put these things as big as they are. We have 2 of them. And I wanted to show you, as big as they are, that's what they ship, a little box like that, because these panels right here are all you really have to put together. And again, Vevor's never been great on instructions, but this is pretty simple, and the instructions are adequate with this. The only thing you have to figure out, I'll show you there's 2 things you need to make sure you do right. One's pretty simple, but it would make things miserable if you didn't realize it. These end panels are just a little bit shorter in this dimension, the lateral dimension, than these panels. So you want to make sure you use these panels on your ends. And I mean, they are labeled, but all you really have to do is just stand them up next to each other, put the shorter ones on the ends. And that's standing them this way, right? Because this is the dimension. All right, that's one. The other one is these ties. And the instructions are not great with these. And what you need to do with them is see how they have like this little tab on them. Those tabs in the center need to be straightened out, and you go and overlap them. So this tab's inside. And then it does say to put them this way, right? So that open channel down there that you see those wing nuts on, that channel would be pointing down and the flat part would be pointing up. I don't think that's a good idea. They stay nice this way, and once you fill it with dirt, it ain't gonna matter, because the purpose of these is just to prevent bulging. So they're only resisting outward tension, which will be there when you fill the bed up. So that is a couple things. Now, I will tell you that the way to do this, especially if you're by yourself and have no one to hold anything, put your ends together first, then put your panels on this way. Do the same on both sides, and then your center panels are real easy, because now you have a structure that will stand up. And boy, there's a lot of wing nuts. I don't think I've ever used this many wing nuts in my life. Now, let me tell you something really cool about these, and how we solved our where we gonna put them problem. The wife decided she wants them up against our pretty fence rail here. That is not a good idea in this configuration, because that is a 4-foot bed, and I just plumb cannot reach the back, right, from this side. So you'd have to leave it off the fence in the back, and trust me, when you do that, you want it off enough to be comfortable back there. That's at least 3 foot. That would put the front of this bed like out here where my feet are. Not good, not the look we're looking for. So what Dorothy said is, can we make them smaller? And I said, sure we can. All we got to do is take those ties out, use 1 instead of 2 ties, take this panel out, take that panel out, and all of a sudden you got a 2 foot by 8 foot by 2 foot high bed. That'll look beautiful against this rail. But it's modular. So even though these are a little shorter, it doesn't really matter. When we take these out, we can add 1 to each side this way. And in effect, instead of being an 8 foot long bed, it will become roughly a 10 foot long bed. Well, she wants the other one over here. It doesn't need to be any longer. So we're gonna put this one together in that half size configuration. We're gonna rob the 2 panels from this one, and it's gonna end up being about 12 foot long. And that will put it between this post right here and that end post. So it'll center nice, and then it'll have like a mate over here, shorter, but that same configuration. This is also a very shady area. So we'll be doing different sorts of shade color, like azalea and caladiums and stuff like this. So this is gonna be more flowers and just attractive plantings than vegetable gardens, because I've got all the vegetable garden beds I need out there. I'm at a point now where it's hard for me to even fill up my beds. I'm gonna be planting a lot of herbs and flowers and stuff out in the garden this year as part of my cover crop research on that course that we're putting together. So we don't really need another vegetable bed, but let me tell you what, that's what these a lot of you guys are just putting your beds in. You need this. These are under $100 shipped to your house if you use my link and my discount code. Let me say it again, they're under $100. You can't build that out of lumber for $100. I've done the math. I've looked it up. I priced it right out of Lowe's. By the time you buy this, you need good quality screws, like deck or stainless steel screws to do that. You need some reinforcing lumber, and your best bang for the buck in building something high like that would be 2x6s. Now, I want to say one more thing. Where's my grandson? Grandson, come over here. I need scale. Come on. Hurry up. Run. Go get in there and stand inside that box so people can see how big it is. All right. As I said, they're pretty big. Now, that means get out. Be a model for me. Get down there. Put your hand halfway up. No, get down on one knee. Sort of. Yeah, right there. See where his hand is? That's about 12 inches. They make this box. That's good. Get back to work. Go on. Come on. Some step. Get some step in it. All right. He's doing his duck work. Anyway, they make this box 1 foot, same dimensions. Many of you, that will be a better height, I think, for your working height or for your design work. That's about a cubic yard. That's one thing I want you to realize. That's about a cubic yard of fill. So you need to think about where you're going to get your fill from. Personally, in a 2 foot deep box, I will fill the bottom with 1 foot of wood chips. I will absolutely soak those, and I'll do videos of this as we get this all put together. I will absolutely saturate those wood chips in liquid seaweed, liquid kelp, by GS Plant Foods. That's my favorite brand. That's on my site as well. And I mean, I will drench them in it. And then I will do my compost mixed fill up to the top. That's what we'll do with these. But I did want to kind of point out that you do have some modular options there. It will reduce the total square foot, even though you're using all the panels. We did the math on that too, but we're more concerned about appearance and what it does for us aesthetically up against the house like this. But if you are into gardening or you're trying to get into gardening, you can't beat this, either the 2 foot deep or the 1 foot deep, depending on what you want. Now, I love this height, and I just put out another video for you guys on the workbench that Vevor sent me. And with that, this is a perfect working height, and it's also an anti-duck height. We have figured it's right at about 22 inches that ducks mostly, not always, but mostly don't get up into things. And the same with at least full breed chickens, the big fat ones. They tend to just stay out of there when they have plenty of other places to be. So that's my reasoning. I'm old, I don't like to bend over, and I don't like my critters getting in my beds, but you might have a different application. So definitely check that. And there's also many different sizes of these, and they are all available through my write-up with the discount. Take care, guys. If you have any questions about it, let me know.